And before I start this show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go, links are in the description box below. Also send me a super chat over the Rumble live chat or subscribe to my channel. I could really use the support. So yeah, anything would be very much appreciated. Right. Weather today is had a bit of blue sky earlier, but now the clouds have moved in, and it's just I'm just so in awe. Feel a little silly almost, but I mean I am at awe every time now I see that blue sky, and it's no stripes, guys. Just blue sky. Or the damn clouds or whatever. But I mean nothing unnatural. Nothing man-made. It's just amazing. See, just a bit of blue sky and just know, right? You know, like no stripes. No more X's in the sky. It's amazing, and by God, I hope it stays that way. I mean, I really do. It's a bit difficult to foresee the consequences of such an abrupt change. Because, I mean, it would... I have a suspicion it's already kind of changed the weather here. That it's become colder. Because I think that since it started happening, there's like been barely any ice here in the Netherlands. Like, we used to have this thing called the Elfstedentocht, which is like an ice skating thing. Like, all the rivers in the country are frozen over, and then you have like a skating tour thing, a match. Very long match of skating all over the Netherlands. And that used to be like a tradition until, well, it just stopped happening because the water like wouldn't freeze long enough to do that. Like no safe ice, no real solid freezing. And so it's been gone for a while. I'm getting the feeling like it's already quite a bit colder than I'm used to. Starting to seep in memories from the past, me as a kid going to school and being like, oh my God, I hate this weather. It's so freaking cold. I haven't really experienced that in a while. And that may have been partially, and there's the weird thing, thanks to the trails, like the positive side effect of it. Because, I mean, I personally am not a big fan of cold. But, I mean, I do recognize that it is healthier for nature to go through freezing periods. As long as it's not too hard and too long. And yeah, well, Elfstedentocht might be back here in the Netherlands soon. Because, I mean, I will go through the weather and then we'll just see, right? Anyhow, so it is Friday the 14th of February 2025. Temperatures 3 degrees Celsius, 68% humidity, 0% precipitation. No rain today, I guess. 3 km/h wind, super low wind. Nice. Right, at night, -2. And it'll be freezing at night up until Tuesday now, according to this forecast. And it's like, yeah, that's a pretty long freeze. Maybe it'll get like that again. Maybe it's like a little too late in the year. They would have had to stop like in December, and then like maybe in 2025 in December this year, or even October, who knows. we might have another Elfstedentocht just because the chemtrails stopped. Right, and I mean, I'm in a really good mood because of this. Guys, I'm an entire morning, I'm literally, since I saw the blue sky, it's like the song just started playing. Wonderful World. That old man, right? It's just like, it keeps happening. It's like, I'm so freaking relieved. And then, of course, it's like, oh, there's always something, right? One challenge is fulfilled or is gone, and then other challenges take its place. And then it's like, oh yeah, damn it. Now I'm realizing it might get colder again here on average every winter. Oh, like, stop it, Arwin. Just stop. It's never good enough, right? Like, nah. This time, I'm not gonna be so complainy about it. I'm just gonna try to learn to live with it and realize, like, yeah, it can be a little bit more like it used to be. And that's not a bad thing, right? When I was young, I was always like, oh, I want everything to change and hope, right? That's sound familiar? Yeah. Well, I don't look at it like that anymore. Like, change, not so good, typically, especially when you rush it. Like, change has to come gradually, guided by wisdom and trial and error, and little steps. The big steps, they just disorient everything, and then you lose the need for change. When change becomes too abrupt, you lose the need for change. Wow, where did that come from? Esoterica, guys. Anyway, cheers. Yeah, and it's Valentine's Day. February 14th. I was thinking, like, is it Valentine's Day? When the hell is that? Didn't that already happen? No, it is today. It's Valentine's Day. Kind of funny that I wake up with that song in my mind. Alright, I hope everybody's having a great day. There's just no need to feel lonely. Like, oh, but I didn't get a Valentine's. Dude. Just feel the love, man. And whenever you need, I'll be there, right? You don't need to always, like, oh, I have to score, or I have to succeed in the thing of the day. No. Right, I don't think Valentine's Day is about coupling. I think it's just about love in general. Just love for life, love for the world. Love for those that are like interested, but you're not there yet. All that. Hey, ich habe, first in chat, lonely? No, I'm not lonely at all. I feel great. You're your best friend? Oh, okay, ich habe. Good for you. That's very useful. Right? I mean, if you're your own best friend, well, then at least you're not gonna break up, right? You're not gonna screw yourself over. Right? Anyhow, hope everybody's doing great. I'm doing great. You may have already made out. Oh, yesterday, great show. Very happy about it. Almost behind. Right, yeah, don't forget to Rogan's it up if you're liking it. I was watching a quantum conscious video from yesterday, very fascinating. It was like, I mean, I say this jokingly, but it's like just chasing his own tail. But I mean, he knows what he's doing. It's just, I mean, I find it hilarious, but enjoyable and interesting too. Like that's a man wrestling with the devil, but it's not really hurting him. He's like really good at it. And the devil's not Nelk, and like he's just so aware of it and not demoralized by it, and it's great. It's just enjoyable to me to watch him go through that and say a lot of very wise things and get really silly and funny on top of that. I mean, he's hilarious and like creative with words in a silly way. Oh. Some are meant to be alone. I am one of them. Okay, well, do you mean alone or lonely? Because that sounds very lonely, Habe. Right? Some people may meant to be alone. I feel like that sometimes. It's called a hermit. It's not because I can't be with other people, because I literally can. Like there's plenty of people that find me interesting and potentially attractive. A lot of them that are like, oh, skittish. But I mean, that's like half. The other half actually likes me more than average. So it's just that for my own functionality, being alone works better. Because I don't get riled up and it's a leaky aura or whatever you're gonna call it. Like it's just the influence of the meddling and the burden. Like I accidentally take on the burden of other people's internal worlds. I just do. It's an empathy thing. And if I'm alone, I don't have that issue. It's there's nothing that's being forced into my life through social situations that I then can't help but take that weight from the other person on my shoulders. It's been happening all my life. It's just, that's how I am. That's how everybody thought. Like, that's Arwin. He always does that. When I was younger. Always worrying about the world. Literally. And so if I'm alone, it's better. But I'm not lonely. You see? It's okay. And sometimes I do get lonely, and when that happens, guess what? Just kind of wander about and just like if I get lonely, I want to meet somebody. You know what I do? Just stand in front of my door, like on the balcony, the walkway, and just like people are going to be walking by, tons of them, including females of a very suitable age category. I mean, and I just like, hey, start talking to them, something which I really never do because I'm kind of a weirdo. But I can do it, especially when I'm lonely. And then I just like talk, and then it's just that I am not really lonely being like this. For me, like even like running into my roommates in the kitchen, it's like, hey, how are you doing? And like, What are you up to? Me just sizing up what she doing. How's she feeling? And that's like great. Like, I'm not lonely. It's all fine. Playing some board games with friends. Yeah, that sounds great too. Yeah, used to do that. Yeah. Now that part I do miss a bit. But not all of it. But I am actually considering maybe trying to form a new like friend circle. There's a couple of candidates, couple of guys that I've met around that are like real awesome good guys and very smart. But not nerds. They are actually kind of wise and socially, like, they have charisma, they have like good guys. And I'm wondering, like, could I maybe like get them into like playing a game, Dungeons & Dragons, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're into like video games or something. I might get together and do something like that. I have been considering that for a while. It's just I need to find more people. It's like just 3 guys, not enough. Gotta be like 4, maybe 5. And maybe like a girl in there or something. Right? Maybe. If, like, I mean, there's some girls that are like, they do better in friend circles when it's all guys. Because they're not like typically girly. It's complicated. Anyway, I'm just, yeah. Certain picture in my mind is starting to form, and like, it's fine. I'm okay, guys. You don't have to worry so much about my social life. You don't have to worry so much about that. I'm good. But yeah, sounds nice, Ichaba. Glad you had a get together. Sounds fun. Board games. Yeah. Nah, I'm not doing board games myself. Like, if I'm gonna do something like that, it's gonna be Dungeons & Dragons. And like, if it's not something that they want to do continually, then I just do a short adventure. Like, I have literally created a prefab short adventure years ago that I even shared on my show. I'd love to go through that again. Why not? And who knows? It's like, you liking this? You like this? You want some more of that? Got an entire world. Played like 5 years in it. We only got it 1/3. How would you guys like to try it out? Right? It would be great to go back to D&D. I mean, it is I was really good at it in ways, not in all ways. But good and in basically, yeah, creating that matrix. It's like you create a matrix, like in the movie The Matrix, except it's not plugged into your head. It's like a dream you have to weave. You have to be the weaver of that world, the decider over it, and other people have to agree to it. The gamers that you have, and they have to agree with it. If you don't, then there gets real conflict. Like, if somebody gets in a conflict with the game master about the world, like that's a problem. That breaks a group. But when they all agree, like, now this guy knows what he's doing, he's going to give us a great experience, it's going to be interesting. Right? And then they can still have creative inputs, but they know, like, who's in control of it, who's maintaining it, and how much work that is. In a way. Yeah, work, how dare I? But it is, though. Game mastering is a lot of work. But it's also like upholding the dream. It's like you have a story. It's not even like written in a book or something. No, it's being alive, woven and maintained, and you come back and then you continue it. And I'm good at that. I'm good at like creating situations and like being dynamic about it, because like players like can do really unexpected things, and then like I have to adapt the story to that, because what they do means something for a reason. Right? It just happens. And then like there is like a story tone to the whole thing that comes out like when I write a report about it, right? That's part of being a good game master, is actually every time a sessions happen, not necessarily immediately, but you write a little report about it, like 1 page, maybe even less, roughly about what happened, and then maybe some funny moments describe that, like weird social interactions that are just funny, like, and then it like almost automatically becomes a book. I still have like, is it 120 pages of the previous adventure? Still have that somewhere. It's awesome to go through it, and I always thought like, I'm gonna write that out into like a more proper book or something, but it's not even necessary. Yeah, it's just some notes sometimes, but eventually it really just, it came second nature. It's like things happen, you make basic notes, couple of words, and then you just write it out. It's so easy. Unless you get really distracted and you don't have the time. Anyway. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Don't forget to Rogans it up. Watching, wow. Oh god. What is up with this? Some people seem to be very frustrated with Valentine's Day. Maybe their deep in-loveness is not being reciprocated. So yeah, lots of stuff going on out there. Dude, I'm actually gonna just put Valentine's Day in the title. Why not? Let's just do that for a change. Yeah. Valentine's Day, don't be lonely. There you go. Yeah, great dinner yesterday. It's really nice. Let's see. Let's see what's going on out there. Let's see what the not next what wants us to get all super angry about. Well, there's some funny thing though. Like apparently Rutte, NATO head, suddenly did a 180 spin. I guess he bent the knee for Trump. realized like this is not gonna work anymore if the US really isn't on board and not even secretly. So it seems like he's cocked. Good. Don't know what that's gonna mean on the long run. I mean he still roll out the whole frickin' war economy crap. But it does look like he's stopping the war stance, so that's nice. Nice is a big word. I mean, the guy's a disgusting rat. But at least that shitty direction seems to be grinding at a halt. Thanks to Trump and Elon and the entire team, Doge. But I think this is like geopolitics is really like Trump's package. That's what he does. So well done, Lord Emperor Trump. I salute you. Oh yeah, I heard that they're actually going after NASA, guys. Can you believe that? I mean, that's freaky. Somebody, who was that? Yeah, that was Blue Pill Evolution. He didn't actually give me any kind of link, so I wonder like where he's getting that. Maybe it's just what he's hoping for. I'm not sure. But I mean, if Doge is going after NASA, ooh, this could get interesting. I mean, holy shit. It could. It's not guaranteed to, but I mean, it could get interesting. Like, maybe they're gonna even go as far as like, yeah, we didn't go to the moon. They faked it. But they could be a thing, guys. Could be a thing. And I'm starting to, like, if that happens, I mean, it's gonna be very tight because once they take that step, it could lead to the final result of actually, gradually, over time, declassifying that there's no outer space. Even with Elon there. But I mean, they might be like making him be the player to find out. Right? Maybe that is the story they're trying to write with this. Not just to be, oh, outer space, but like, yeah, we thought we could do it, or rather we weren't absolutely sure. But we're gonna give it an honest go. And Elon has set out like to genuinely believe, I think he probably does genuinely believe in it, to try to go to these places, see if there really is something, or if, well, the knowledge gathered about like you can't have gas pressure without a container, which is like technically true, if that really does hold up, to actually test everything and see if you can get out, or if there's something else up there, be absolutely certain. And maybe he's gonna be allowed to basically play it all out and then figure out, like, instead of faking all these things, going to these places, which I'm fine with that too. That sounds cool too, like it's just science fiction reality. I mean, if they choose to do that, like, I am gonna literally give them advice from the shadows, but out in the open, as like some crazy guy. Like, I don't care. And nobody really whatever. I'm gonna do it because I am a reality faker enthusiast. Maybe it's because I'm a game master, and that's kind of what you do with Dungeons and Dragons. You create a fake reality that everybody taps into, and then you share it, and you make it a good story. So maybe that's it. Like, I'm into fake space as a game master. I'm into it. Hey, Random Bear, good to see you. But if they're not gonna do it, then it might be, like, if they're gonna inquire in NASA and basically declassify the moon landing was fake, then guys, this could get really crazy. They could literally, like, start to, like, yeah, we're going there, we're doing it, and then, like, oh, what? Like, genuinely crash a rocket into the firmament and, like, see everybody that it just splatters into a wall, like, very blatantly, and not just like, oh, it blew up or something. No, that is, like, visibly, like, splattering into a wall kind of thing, right? Who knows, something in that direction. Basically, through, like, from a position of honesty, or at least seemingly genuinely making the effort, thinking it's real, and then, whoa, accidents that really reveal that it's not possible visually and all that, and then go towards, like, holy shit, it turns out that we were fooled all this time. It's a flat earth, and, like, hey, there might be more lands out there, let's explore, and then giant adventures in that direction, right? Like, whoa, what happens when we bump into the old Nazi empire? Like, which is very different from the propaganda that we know. They're their own mini culture, like, beyond Antarctica, right? So that there's more adventure every time. Jesus. Don't fucking say that in this chat. Dude, Random Bear. Don't do that. That's really fucked up. Aziz, don't... Bad, Aziz. Bad. I'm really glad I'm not having the chat on screen right now. Right? So, Valentine's Day is not a day to be thinking of, like, pornographic things. That's wrong. It's not a celebration of the flesh. It's a celebration of the spirit, the love of God, the love, that sensation, the togetherness, the good thing of the spirit. That's what I think Valentine's Day is about. And perhaps about coupling. I mean, especially when you're, like, younger and you're, like, getting at age. Well, probably mostly after puberty, being concerned with it, right? It's like preparation for eventually becoming of age and then getting married and kids. Like, yeah, it's about that. And when you're older, like, it doesn't have to be about that. And it could just be about the spirit of love. Right. But, wow. Dude, what the fuck? Just a little Valentine story. Okay. Yeah, it's just gross. It's very inappropriate. Random Bear, please don't do that. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually gonna... Yeah, why not? I'll just add that to the title. Doge going after NASA? I mean, yeah, can you imagine that they're gonna just figure out that the moon landing was fake and like make that official? How crazy would that be? And then what's gonna happen, right? I mean, that will have like in the world narrative like a real serious... It's like a kipping, giant smash, a giant shock. Like, that's gonna have, like, a giant shockwave on, like, the dream everywhere. A giant, giant shock. And, like, it could, like, upheaval, unrest. Like, who knows what the hell it's gonna do to, like, the globe fanatics. Like, they might be in some bad times ahead. Right? Can you imagine the moon landing being declassified as fake? It might just happen. May not happen. Maybe they'll just safeguard it, and then go after like the more blatant, like money wasting and all that. Because I mean, NASA wastes a lot of money. But yeah. Hey Anunnaki, good to see you. Happy Valentine's Day from Tartaria. Okay, I didn't know you lived in Tartaria. Whatever that is, right? Tartaria is probably just a part of the human empire. Of the, like, our human empire, not the Protos. Like, I'm going to, like, revise that entire view. That it's an honest mistake, though, from researchers. It's like, Tartaria, the empire, look at this and look at that. I'm assuming at this point that they didn't actually build those things. That they too inherited and used them. And were very good at it. And probably did discover some technology from doing that. But they didn't build it. That's where I'm going now with my thoughts. Like, I think that all of our kind of the humans, how we know it and what we have photographs of and everything, and even paintings of mostly, that's our kind, our humanoid kind. And that when you look at like weird ancient Greek statues and all that, that's more like the Protos. That's the type of humans that came before us. And I think that they, the Protos, the proto-humans, they built it. They built those enormous things. Or were a very key component of that process in another way if they didn't physically assemble it. Maybe their spirits did. Maybe they all died and their spirit was used somehow to build it. I don't know. It's a mystery. Like, I don't know, but something. It was built, they disappeared, we were left over. I don't know, maybe our kind we were like the hobbits in the woods, kind of sort of barbaric, but bliss in a way, and not so overly wise and mentally superior like the Protos were. Probably. They were probably like that. Really wise and just super sharp and not burdened by like earthly darkness and grabbliness. And we were like the grabblers to them. but like you could compare it to hobbits, and then like the hobbits just one day like, hey, I'm gonna just look up the Protoss because some of them would like to visit them, right? Like Bilbo, like go out in the world and just see it. See the elves, right? And then one day the elves were gone, the Protoss were gone, and the buildings were still there, and they're like, where did everybody go? And then first go back, tell them, and like they don't even believe it. It's like, they're gone? Right. Okay. Yeah, well, we don't go outside of the village. Maybe you shouldn't either, right? Or maybe you imagined they were there all along. This is because they never went out of the village, they never saw one. Right? And then eventually, like, it's kind of forgotten, and people do move in, and they, like, multiply and move around, and then, like, yeah, oh, these are our buildings now. Yeah, nobody's living there. Oh, but what about the ghosts of those that built it? It's like, yeah, we don't really believe in that anymore. We're just gonna move in here. Okay. And then find all this weird shit and radium heaters or whatever, right? And then it rolls out. People figure it out and like, oh, wow, this is really insane. This is crazy. All this tech and like writings of the Protoss, and like they are another race, and like, oh, we gotta keep this a secret from everybody. Let's make a club. We're gonna call it Freemasons. We're just gonna keep this to ourselves and like not drive everybody crazy with this knowledge. And like, yeah, we could like fool them too with the tech and be like wizards. Oh yes, oh, right? And that's the story of this frickin' world and our kind, like the hobbits moving out of the woods into the Tartaria, what we now call Tartaria, but I mean into the Protoss buildings and all that. And then maybe then it got mud flooded even when we were there, or maybe we just came out of the woods after it got mud flooded. And we were like, us hobbits were in the higher regions of the woods or something. I don't know exactly how or where we came from, but I'm gonna just, for the setting of it, just not to make things too complicated, imagine that like we were just outside of the dangers of mud flood. And then like it happened, people are like, whoa, what happened? And they're going around like, oh, they're all gone. There's no corpses, anything, and like everything is just buried in this mud, and those vast buildings are still sticking out of it. Like, whoa, what the hell? What do we do with this? Yeah, well, nothing. Just move on. And then eventually, what I just talked about starts happening, and people do start to dig it out. Like, hey, maybe we could actually like just use this ourselves, and we could even tell people. I mean, so long ago, we could just tell them that we just built this. I mean, people don't know shit. They just stay where in their region. And we're just gonna tell them we built it like in 2 years, right? Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Like they'll just believe it because they're so fucking stupid. Because people do, like, when they're not like high grade philosophers professionally, like, ooh. And even those, they're easily cocked by money. So it's like, yeah, we could just make up shit and they'll just believe it because that's what people say. Maybe Nazi will get some more money. No, I doubt it, Mary Hinge. I really, really doubt it. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, Doge is not going after NASA so they could get more money. That's very nutty to suggest that. Anyway, hello Matthew Hall. Spending review. Yeah. Matthew Hall, not a ball. Yeah. I mean, I just heard it from Blue Pill, like mentioned this in Skype. I haven't Googled anything, or maybe there are already some news articles making mention of it, I'm not sure. But I basically just got the word from a friend. I thought like, hey, that's something that I'm gonna share. I'm not even gonna Google it. Just gonna talk about it, and then probably people will Google it and will tell me whether that's real or not, or then I'll find out that there isn't any news about it and it's kind of being hush-hushed because people are really nervous. What? Jesus. Ugh. It's so fucking disgusting. Ugh. Yeah. Matthew Hall. These people are fucking insane. I mean, they're gay bar, right? That's what I'm gonna call them. It's not even... To call them trolls is like an insult to trolls. They're just a gay bar. They're an online gay bar. Leather daddy, BDSM, homosexuals who can't leave it alone. Can you imagine actually like a gay bar where you don't even get to physically meet the gays? Like, that's what they are. It's very, very sad, right? So, hey, don't be lonely. Don't be a lonely little fag out there. Just be okay with it. Be okay that I don't want you. I don't care you're gay for me or anybody else. Just go live your life out there and be happy. Don't be lonely. Yeah? There are other men out there that will like you even though you're gay. They might even want to do gross things with you. And hey, that makes you happy, then go ahead. I'm not the guy. Go out there and do whatever you feel you need to do. Just leave me out of it. Right. I'm still hearing a Wonderful World song in the background in my head. Like, nothing's gonna ruin this, guys. You can't do it. It's not gonna work. Sorry. There you go. That's very late adding the chat, but yeah, better late than never. At least that's no. I don't care what the troll thinks, whether they're into flat earth or not. Like, I don't care. And they don't really care either, right? That's why they're faggots. In a gay bar. It's not about flat earth globe. I mean, for some, they get really triggered by that, but it's just not what drives them. They're fags. I don't care whether they believe the earth is flat or a ball, or whether they think they're Christians, right, and God always forgives them for their horrendous behavior that they commit over and over again every fucking day. And if they just think for a moment, like, oh God, oh, do you forgive me? Yeah? Oh, I'm good. I can just be a fucking demon again. If you believe that works, yeah, hey. Yeah, then you're a religious fanatic, possessed by a demon. Right? But it has nothing to do with me or God or flat earth or the ball. It's just another freak that can't leave it alone. Can't tame that demon, so just have to immediately forgive themselves for no damn reason, so they can immediately do it again. Random bear, I wasn't talking about you. That's weird. I'm talking about people that like try to show up with gross sock accounts, and I'm just immediately banning them, and you wouldn't know it's happening from my voice, other than that now I mentioned them. Gay is such a gay word. Yeah, what can I say? Right, anyway, hope everybody's enjoying the show. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you are. Does they go out late at night? The Random Bear, we don't need to know. I wasn't giving you a suggestion on joining a gay bar or something, dude. Just don't. I mean, you shouldn't even joke with that. Because I hope you're just trying to be silly and maybe sarcastic or something, but just on the weird off chance that you might not be, just don't even go there, dude. Just don't. Ooh, got 3 Rogans, that's nice. Apparently, I mean, this is like a trigger subject. Apparently in Canada, some LGBT activist got awarded $10,000 by the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal for hurt feelings. That happened. I guess Canada wants to out-gay everything. They really want to, like, it's like the last. I mean, everybody knows, like, all that's going away, and they just want to have that last chance to be known, to be the gayest fucking country in the world. They want to be known, so they're just gonna give giant amounts of money through the court system to gays for hurt feelings. Yeah. Very glad I don't live in Canada. It's a silly place. Okay, Random Bear, last chance. Says, do that again and I'm just banning you. Yeah? I'm not entertained. Jesus. What the fuck? Okay, I'm not gonna watch that. But yeah, that could be one of the trolls, yeah. Thanks for that, I guess. But I'm serious, could you guys please lay it off the freaking gay shit? I'm serious, this is not entertaining to me. I mean, yeah, haha, it's so funny and oh, they're so gay. I don't want today to be about that. That's just hilarious. It's okay. It's okay. Just let's just move on, okay? Right. No, that's just a matter of move on to what? Because I'm not entirely sure. I did already mention, yeah. I mean, it's always like this, right? First hour, I roll it out. And then after an hour, I'm like, oh, damn it, what am I going to talk about? And then realizing, oh, damn it, I already talked about everything. Right, still looking forward to tomorrow. Having another go at it with Mark Sargent on a Night Owl show. I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm very curious as to what his opinions are on like the Tartaria related subject. Like if he has any insights in it. Or maybe it's just gonna be like, ooh, NASA getting a Doge treatment. I mean, if that's what, I mean, he probably knows a lot about that. I mean, that's something that Mark Sargent's probably going to be on top of. If he wants to like lay all that down, then I'm like, that's cool, man. If Tartarian ever even comes to the floor, that's fine. I'm good with that, right? It's just great having Mark Sargent over again. Looking forward to that tomorrow. Oh, they're so lonely. what could I talk about? I mean, could get all technical. It's just not very Valentine Day kind of subject. To get into flat earth technicals like the nature of light, navigation. Right, you need a angle to a flat baseline for everything. Navigation only works because the celestial sphere is a sphere and because you can line it up to a flat plane, the terrestrial plane versus the celestial sphere, and that's what makes navigation possible. For example, right? Or like the mysteries of light, and look at all the crazy things that have been said by like a philosophical interpretation of quantum mechanics results. Basically interpreting the mathematical extractions as being literal and not just mathematical extractions, like the particle wave duality. They're both, or they're neither. They just seem to. Things that seem to on both sides, yeah, that doesn't mean they're both. Ever. It just means they're neither, because one trait excludes the other. The other trait excludes the one. Yeah, so they are neither then. Yeah, it's not that complicated, but I mean, they like to make it complicated. Right? Also, like, what is it? Superposition. Like quantum synchronicity or whatever that's called. Two of the same things in different places being simultaneous. What you influence one, the other is simultaneously influenced. Like, that's all science fiction. There's no physical evidence that that exists. And it's all derived from quantum mechanics interpretations, modeling, mathematical modeling, to try to attempt to describe what's happening with actual tests. And then it's made literal and it created into a science fiction concept that's just fascinating everyone. Quantum entanglement, yeah. And everybody knows about it. Oh, there's two particles at the same time, when it was never literally that. Like, there is no physical existence of it. It's a concept. It's a mathematical derived extracted idea that is not rooted in physical reality or experiment. It's a mathematical extract that's then been made literal through like philosophical interpretation. It's basically math being interpreted like it is physical, which it isn't. And yeah, I'm fascinated by those things in physics. So every time physics discussions come up about such things, because people are fascinated with these concepts, they just love it. It's like a box of like wizardry, and like, oh, it's so magical. It's like, yeah, because it is literally fake. It's a magic trick that's just put in the box of, this is really complicated and smart and it's real. Yeah, except it's not real, and they don't tell you how it's not real. Or maybe they did try to tell people how it's not real, and then people just didn't want to hear it. They just wanted to believe it was physically literal. And so the academics were just like, well, okay, we'll tell you it's physically literal if you're going to give us a bigger budget. And people were like, yeah, let's give them all our money. They're so smart. They just reified our delusional interpretation because we wanted it. Yay! I mean, that does sound very human now, doesn't it? It's kind of what people do out there. You can't even blame the freaking academics for it. It's just that, yeah, they do get funding from the people, and the people want to hear their special stories. And they don't really care whether it's real or fake. They just only care whether enough people think it's real. Like, is this believable enough? That's what they care about. They just want to be able to memorize something, and then when you memorized it and you display that, then people will be like, oh wow, he's smart. Oh, he knows the really complicated things. He's really smart. Because they're too stupid to realize it's just a freaking magic trick extracted from mathematical interpretations that were never literal, that were never real. It's just a structure to try to read the patterns of the experiment tests, like to see what happens. But the people that are like applauding, they don't understand any of that. They're just like, oh, we're part of the smart crowd. We believe that this is real because we don't really look into it. And it sounds really complicated and smart and fantastical. And like, that's the smart thing. When you believe that, you're smart because you know that thing that's mainstream that nobody understands. And it's like awesome and ooh, science. It's so magical. That. All I ever see is people arguing about a baseline. Yeah, there's no argument about it though, Mary Hinge. It just isn't. It's very simple. You can take baseline on a curved surface. A curved surface would defy the very concept of baseline. If you take a baseline from a curved surface, then it's not going to be a baseline. And you would definitely not be able to take an angle to it. Right? And they all say, oh, but a vertical. Yeah, that's really cool. Except that's not part of how that works. You could do it. And then afterward, like through surveying, through using celestial navigation on land, then yeah, you can do that. And it's like you're on land, it's solid. So you can just use a plumb and it'll stay still, right? Very convenient. And then you can take a vertical. It's like, wow, we know absolutely what the vertical is because it's this plumb here is holding still on land. It's really useful. On the ocean, however, what's the frickin' plumb one hold still? Yeah, that doesn't work at all. Yeah, plumbs don't work on oceans. They keep swinging around because the boat keeps swinging around because it's the ocean. Another thing, though, out there does hold very, very still on average. You know what it is? The horizon, from which the baseline is actually taken. Like that's actually used for the baseline, the horizon, because the horizon is going to stay in place even when the ocean's really stormy and rocky. Right? Only a mist could withhold the horizon from you because it's just fogged up. If there's no mist, oh, you can freaking use the horizon. It's a very steady thing within visual range. And that's what they use. The horizon for celestial navigation. Not a vertical, not a plumb, because it keeps swinging around, right? So you can keep arguing as a baller like, oh, but we just do it vertical. Yeah, but that's not what they did, though, when they navigated the oceans. And that's a immutable fact, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it. They never used a plumb on the ocean to get a baseline. They always used the horizon. And that will always be the truth about that. And that makes the earth flat. You have no choice. Because you can't take an angle from a curved baseline that, like celestial navigation, would just not work. The way that it is described to work would not work. And you can't take a vertical on the ocean because you're rocking around. Ocean's never still. Wouldn't work. Why a celestial sphere? Because the total star layout is a sphere. It's just half of it is only visible, but the mapping of it underground tunnels is a sphere. After measuring angles, you can basically compare the GP points on the celestial map, which of course is flat versus the flat land. GP map is a theoretically flat plane parallel to the flat Earth, right? Where the GP, the star, is directly above. It's a mapped out thing that's then laid over the flat terrain map, and then you know, like, oh, we're at this angle to that star. Well, at that point is where it's directly above you. So we're that far away from the GP of that specific star, right? And then you do it with another star. And then eventually you can like use that GP distance through the angle measurement to figure out where you roughly are, or even like cross a bunch of circles and then you're at the dead center. Like, that's roughly how that works. I mean, yeah, you take an angle to a star, you figure out the GP, then you see how far away you are of that GP on the map. You do it a bunch of more times and then you know, like, oh, well, we must be here, because that's how it all triangulates on the map, on the flat map that is parallel to a flat plane of GP points, right? Because the GP is always directly above you, so it's a theoretically parallel plane of stars and celestial lights being directly above you that have no actual location. This is just theoretically a flat plane because it's always above you. That's the GP point where it's directly above you. And that's then compared to the flat terrain map. That's how you know, right? Because it's specifically about the GP, that the celestial lights are like a sphere to us visually, does not relate to the flat celestial map that is exclusively about the GP points of those celestial lights. And visually to us are like a sphere or a demi-sphere. You never see the bottom half. But when you put it all together, when it did a 12-hour cycle, then the other half of the stars reveal, and together it makes a sphere of stars, of which only half can be seen at any time. Right? But in celestial navigation, it's not really a sphere you're using. You're using the GP locations, which is where are those stars directly above you on the terrain. And that map is then used. So you have a flat plane of the GP points of the stars versus the flat plane of the Earth. And you can coordinate it. Lower half of the celestial... Nobody... You don't... That's ridiculous, underground tunnel. The celestial sphere spins 24 hours. You go to the equator and you get to see the full celestial sphere. So you need more than one star? Potentially, not necessarily. There's different ways to orient yourself on the map. The most common one is to just find Polaris, because that's a still standing star, so it's when you see it, that's a point in the celestial sphere that's not turning around, that's not moving in a circle. So you find the Big Dipper, then you know which one is Polaris, then you take that angle to that one, and that's a very reliable reading that you can use to orient yourself. No. It's not really relevant. Dip correction and all that. Horizon is pretty damn stable. Oh, and it moves with you when you move up, as do the celestial lights. Polaris wouldn't work, you couldn't see it. It does in the north of the equator. Polaris has always been used. It's not still. Oh no, don't even go there with that horse shit, straw man bullshit. It's not entirely the same. Who the fuck cares? Like, it doesn't matter if it's like 5 degrees difference. Yeah. Precision in that sense is not an issue. It's effectively the center, the axis of the celestial sphere, the apparent celestial sphere. That's why they use it. Oh, it's not at that center. Who the fuck cares? Nobody cares. It's not relevant. What if you want to sail to South Africa? Well, don't wander off or you'll end up in Antarctica. That's first off, right? But, I mean, they might be able to figure out if you can find the Southern Cross, which is the other side of the axis of the apparent celestial sphere. So if you can find that one, you can do the same to it. Because the Southern Cross, or rather at the center of it, because there's no direct star there, that is this most stable point on that side of the celestial sphere. In the southern hemisphere, which is not really literal, southern hemisphere of the stars, right? South of the equator, you can use the Southern Cross. No, you can't, Ninja Shark. You're a fucking retard. Can't take an angle to a curved baseline. That's literally mathematically impossible. It's not what is done. You can keep your bullshit imaginations about the horizon not being horizontal. It is horizon 90 degrees to the vertical, the zenith, yeah? It's not below 0 degrees. Yeah, the horizon's not below 0 degrees. Yeah, okay. Keep the delusion going, though. You're on a ball, really. You just have to keep imagining it. Do you not understand basic geometry? Oh, you mean ball-tard geometry? Virtual ball nonsense that does not relate to reality? So you can mathematically trick yourself into believing it's a ball after all. You know it's a ball because it's measured flat, navigated flat, calculated flat, observed flat. Yeah, Ninja Shark. I know. You're a ball-tard. You're fucking delusional. It's very apparent. Just geometry. No, ball retard geometry. Virtual, non-existent machinations, mathematical constructs about things that don't actually happen, so you can, in your mind, make it possible on a ball when that's not done. When that doesn't actually happen in reality, yeah. That's why you're a ball-tard. It's cool, I'm very familiar with your stupid little routines. Yeah, you're just gaslighting yourself. And other ball-tards that insist, right? Because they're like that too. It has to be ball. It's flat earth, it says it has to be wrong. Oh, it just doesn't understand this. No, what I don't understand, I don't accept to be real and true, your stupid machination, your mathematical horseshit construct that's not actually done ever? Oh, pay me money. Oh, pay me money. Oh, you're gonna pay me money, Glober. Oh, you're that desperate, are you? You're gonna pay me money. Right. Yeah, the thing about when globetards get really in hot waters, they start to promise you money. Guess what? Never been actually paid out by a single glober in the last 10 years. Lots of promises. Never actual follow through, ever. Yeah? You think anybody is gonna fall for that horse shit? You fucking baltard? You're gonna pay me money, right? No, you're not. You're just a desperate liar, religious fanatic, delusional fuckwit that can't let go. Religious fanatic fuckwit that can't let go. That's what you are. Yeah? What you make up with your math horseshit is not what has historically happened on record. That's the time in the show where you stay silent. Or where, oh, quickly, scattergun off. But this and that is how we do it now. I found a manual recently that said, yeah, but that's not what they did 200 years ago, ever. Did they? They just used the horizon as a flat baseline reference point. There to here, flat baseline, angle to flat baseline. That's why it worked. That's why they could do it. Didn't need no computer, didn't need no fucking plum, you moron. Okay? Flat plane. Earth is flat. The geometric orientation of the Earth's surface is flat. Really, really flat. That's why the horizon is such a stable point even in a rocky ocean. Because it's flat. It's flat. Yeah? Your mathematical machinations don't fool anybody but you. You're just creating your own delusional little air castle for yourself so you can believe you're higher up, you're on top. You're the only one that actually believes that's real. And your other baltards, so you can both praise each other for being fucking delusional asses that think they are no better, yeah, when they provably don't. When they historically, provably, mathematically, geometrically, observably, navigatably don't. You're just wrong. You're religious fanatic fuckwits. You're just wrong. Just gonna have to live with it. To live with being wrong. Quickly, scattergun! Scatter, that's more bullshit. We need more bullshit. Quickly bring in the more bullshit. More nonsense to talk about. Quickly move away from that devastating statement that is absolutely true in every respect. Yeah, a total psychological description of everything that you do continually. It's too perfect. Quickly move away some stupid bullshit dip angle. Oh, that's the dip angle makes us be able to take a baseline from a curved surface, right? That makes it possible. Just don't go back to that again. Come on, it's a sphere. Yeah, sphere. Sphere. It's a sphere. Really? I looked through a telescope once. It's a sphere. This can't only be a sphere. What else could it be if not a sphere? It has to be a sphere. It has to be a sphere. Oh. No, it's flat. And we don't know everything. It's flat. That's what we do know, yeah? Flat, stationary, contained, dome, whatever, box, contained, flat, stationary, contained. That's what we know. Yeah, what is it? What is the shape of it? We don't know. It doesn't really matter, right? Because we know it's flat, stationary, and contained. That's what we can know. That's what we do know. Yeah? Not a ball, not spinning, no endless vacuum of space with other places. That's not what reality is. There's nothing you can do about it. Doesn't matter how much you scattergun around it. It's flat, stationary, and contained. And you're just gonna have to live with it. Oh, I'm having a stroke. Oh, yes. Well, I really hope you're not really projecting there, because, I mean, I can imagine you having a stroke, being confronted with the blatant errors of your stupid religion. Dip correction. You mean antidepressant? You know, dip correction kind of sounds like antidepressant. Are you depressed? Are you depressed realizing that you can't live outside of your delusional machination reality of math misinterpretation and scattergunning? Do you need a dip correction? Because I think that dip correction at this point might just be another way of saying antidepressant. In fact, there probably should be an antidepressant be put on the market called dip correction. Because, I mean, these baltars, they just keep talking about the dip corrections. Like, dude, do you need your medication? Do you need your antidepressants? Because you keep talking about your dip correction, right? Yeah. Dip correction, oh, I need a dip correction, oh. It's measured flat. It's been a long time since I've done anything like this, but I guess it was meant to be. Always will be triggered baltards. Can't help himself. Dipping dirt. Dude, dip correction, I think I genuinely, I've always felt it, but I mean, dip correction is just another word for antidepressant, right? Dip, I'm in a bit of a dip, like I'm in a bit of a downer. Correction, right? Need to correct it. It's literally another way of saying antidepressant. Are you seeing it too, Anunnaki? It's amazing. Like it's in plain sight. You use it, and it has another meaning, and that other meaning fits even better. It's like so consumed in the delusion that they just confess their psychological situation. Dip correction. Like, oh, you need your antidepressant? Well, you shouldn't have, I don't know, visited a flat earther channel, because they're gonna point out how it's not a ball. And then you're gonna feel that dip correction, right? You're gonna need it, because, damn it. But I need the ball to be the reality. Can't be told how it isn't, right? Because then I'm gonna be desperate for dip correction. Like I need, it's not good. Because the world can't be real if it's not a ball. So we're gonna need that dip correction. Just feels like he's not feeling the Valentine's Day. He's lonely and in desperate need of some dip correction. Now that's really a sad way to live. I don't need no dip correction. Thin joke. He thinks that's a thin joke. No, it is so on the nose. It is quite amazing. And I'm kind of surprised that it took me this long even to just spot it and point it out like I am now. But I guess I'd had to let everybody just keep doing it in the background and with their stupid scattergun. Like, oh, dip correction. And now I'm realizing what that is. It's the devil playing a joke on them. And they can't see it. So they keep yelling dip correction, not realizing how hilariously ironic that is. To those that can see, that understand. Right? They just keep yelling dip correction. Like, yeah. I know you're probably very depressed from realizing that despite everything, the earth isn't a ball. And that we keep pointing that out. And so you quickly have to scattergun away from that and like call for dip correction. It's amazing. That's amazing. Like that's like almost God level awesome. How reality just makes it work like that. Like that's the opposite of not milk. It's amazing. Right? That even now that I'm pointing it out, they still do it. They do it after all. They still do it. They still think that they got it. Because they can't see. You can't make them see. Even when you tell it to their face and you lay it down in detail and you say it in a fun way, you say it in a harsh tone, doesn't matter. They can't see it. Because they are blinded permanently. Because they choose to be blinded permanently. They believe the ball, and they will do anything to make that delusion a reality in their minds. And that includes ignoring a whole bunch of perceptions, a whole bunch of senses that actually will tell you what the reality is, but they choose not to listen to those. They don't want to hear it. They want the illusion. And so their fate is to yell out about dip correction. It's amazing. Pay money. Oh, you'll pay me money. Oh yeah, sure. You will pay me money. Oh yeah. Yeah. Why didn't you just pay me money? Right? Pay me money, and I'll let you have the dip correction. Can you smell it? Oh, finally having that dip corrected. Finally, you can just be free. Yeah, pay me that money right now, and I'll let you have the dip correction. You can have it. You want to have the dip correction? You want to have it? Well, I got it. I got your dip correction right here. Just pay me that money, and I'll let you have the dip correction. How about it, eh? I'm the local dip correction dealer. I can correct that dip for you. Yeah? Just pay me $100 and I'll let you have the dip correction. Alright? The offer's open. I mean, the dip correction is right here. You just pay me that money and you can have it. Huh? You can finally have that dip corrected. Or you'll never get it. Right? And the offer's open. Just pay me the money and I'll give you that dip correction you so desperately long for. Right, so you can finally get out of that rut. Think of me as a dip correction dealer. Anyway, I'm gonna take a 2-minute break. You have fun with that nutty person in the chat, Anunnaki. Be right back.
Try to see it my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can't go on? Why see it your way? Run a risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you're saying. You can get it wrong and still you think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime. Try and see it my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong.
I like where that is. It doesn't matter. It's just another one of those. Right? And they all do the same shit anyway. So it's just all a bunch of ballers that have like dip correction dependency. Like drug addicts. Right? They're dip correction dependent. In dip correction, dependency is a pretty bad place to be in your life. Run away from R? Yep. The horizon can't be far. Yep. But it is, though. That's the irony of it. Yeah, it's good old times. Anunnaki. Yeah, some things never change. Isn't that amazing? Right? I mean, it's been 9 years. And they're still doing it. I'm honored, by the way. You actually remember. Like, I did that song thing, didn't I? Run away from R. Merrily, 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 the horizon can't be far. Man, that's like 2017. It's amazing how these things, like, they just still apply. And they will always apply. Right, anyway, if anybody else out there is enjoying this as much as me and Cleary are right now, don't forget to Rogan's it up and... I don't know. Reward me for the good spirits. Give me a little Valentine's PayPal or something. I could really use it. Still. If the Globers ever won a single debate, the arena would still be thriving. Yeah, but it isn't, indeed. And instead, it's just ballers desperately moving away from the defeating argument from the flat earth side. Desperately calling for dip correction. Right? They all end up dip correction dependent. It's a bad place to be. And I mean, they will literally now, like, over at Old Benjamin's, they're gonna, like, roll out this shit and, like, there's some retards out there that are still, like, referencing the whole density of the gas. Cold gas. It's more dense. Yeah, it's not what I was talking about at the time. They're still whining on about that in other chats. That's how fucking retarded these people are. Just can never let it go. Right? I said something. They thought they had a win. I spent like 15 minutes to 30 minutes explaining exactly what it was that I meant to say to make sure that no mistaken interpretations are left, correcting their interpretation, but they just didn't listen, and they're still rolling out the initial mistaken interpretation of what I said, like I made a mistake and it needs to be paraded around. These people are like so fucking pathetic, so horrendously desperate. Like, it can only be interpreted as hilarious. In a very, very sad way for them. Clowns. Total clowns. But like the sad ones. Ones that are really dirty and ugly and like... they just can't stop. They still do it. Can't help themselves. Because they're all dip correction dependent. Right? They can't live in a world where people are just not gonna buy their delusion. They're not gonna play along with their make-believe game of how the world is supposedly a globe, which it isn't, provably. They just can't help themselves. They have to try to push people around into seeing it the way they see, which is wrong. Was that about cold air? No, it was about in a closed system. Yeah, in a closed system, you have a thing that is a just natural temperature as the regular air surrounding it, and then you start cooling it. Yeah, it's not about, oh, what does the open air do when you cool it? Well, then it gathers together, and then, oh, look, it gets thicker. When it's thicker, it's effectively more dense. Yeah, that I know, because it's getting compacted. It's the compactness, gas pulling together, which makes it more dense. Yeah, it's not because it's colder, it's because it's getting more compacted. Because it's colder, right? Because cold makes it do that. It makes it compact itself, and then other air gets drawn in, it gets cold, and then it clumps together almost, right? Because of the cold. It shrinks. And then that does increase the density. Because it shrinks. But if you have a closed system, and then you cool it, well, then it doesn't do that. It actually becomes more vacuous. Doesn't do that then. But yeah, I mean, they'll never let it go. It's all good. Right? It's all dip correction dependency. Nothing can be done. That sounds right. Yeah, I know. Because that's what I was saying at the time. They weren't listening. They didn't listen. Like, hey, a closed off system, then you influence with temperature. They just overlooked that part and just, cold air is more dense. They just didn't listen. They just Googled something, got a result. They didn't realize the context of what I was saying. And so now they think I'm wrong and they spam about it. Pathetic. Oh, we're getting some ad hom action here against Anunnaki. Oh, don't you know Anunnaki? How dare you have a different name? And no, you're bad now because of that, right? I mean, not for enjoying me pointing out the dip correction dependency or anything. It's not about that, right? That's not why you're just suddenly going after how he's using names and I have a different username on this platform. Just like me? What the fuck are you talking about, just like me? I don't have a different username on this platform. My username here was the same as it was on YouTube when I was still on YouTube. Which I am not right now. Completely missed the point. Oh, we didn't miss. Oh, we missed the point. We just don't understand us flat earthers. We don't understand. Oh yeah. Okay, Baltard. You're on top of it, right? But I mean, you ain't getting that dip correction though. Not without sending me $100. Right, so if anybody else out there is in real dire need of some dip correction, just send me a PayPal. And I will provide it to you. Like, I'll let you have it. Come on, people. Donate to my PayPal. Today's hilarious. Are you not entertained? Well, if you're a ball tart, you're probably not. Oh, Clary, oh, didn't you get it? You missed the point. I missed the point. We just don't understand. Didn't you know, Cleary? We just didn't understand. No, it sounds like somebody's just getting flustered and losing their mind and just projecting that, like, you're losing your mind. You don't understand. Like, no, it sounds like you are getting like a bit of a delusional cognitive dissonance moment where it's accidentally starting to shine through that you are wrong. And so you then, like, you just lose all oversight, and then it's like, hey, that person caused me to be in this state. You don't understand. Yeah, I know how that works. It's called projection. Oh yeah, sure, Anunnaki, did you tell me? Really? Oh, you know what Anunnaki meant better than I do. Oh, okay. You know everything. On top of the world. Yeah, but you don't have any dip correction though. You're gonna stay the way it is. You can just scurry around. Active Friday session. Hey, Maxed Out Bear, good to see you. You've missed so much. Oh yeah, absolutely. Tons. It's been great. All that could top today off is like getting a super chat or PayPal. I mean, then today would be complete. Same old. Yeah, that's another projection. Mr. Dip, Mrs. Dip correction dependency. Right? I mean, it's Valentine's Day, and Ninja Shark in the chat, it's like depressed and she needs dip correction. Which I figured out is actually another word for antidepressant. It was always there. Right? Dip correction. Dip, right? You're a bit of a downer. Dip, downer. Downer correction. Something to get you out of the downer. Like an antidepressant. Yeah, that's what dip correction really is. And they really, really need it. And as soon as you point out how the Earth is measured, observed, calculated, and navigated flat, you always end up with them just shouting for dip correction, dip correction. Because they're dip correction dependent. When you start pointing out that it's not a ball with proof and logic, then they just get depressed and now they just become hungry for dip correction. And they don't even realize that they're literally calling out. While I think they're trying to correct something with math in their head to justify how it's not that ball. Like, how to justify that it's supposedly the ball when in reality it isn't. And they literally say the word like antidepressant. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And even after pointing that out, it's still doing it. Kept doing it for like half an hour. Even when I tell it. Still do it. Right? Because they're dip correction dependent. I mean, dip correction dependency must be like worse than like being a meth addict. That can get pretty bad. But I mean, dip correction dependency, once you get dip correction dependency, like, there's no way back. I'd have to talk about dip correction when, I mean, it's not relevant because, I mean, can't take an angle from a curved baseline. So it doesn't really matter. You see? It doesn't really matter what you do with the dip correction or anything, because you don't even have to get to that point. You just have to realize you can't take an angle from a curved baseline and it's over. Yeah? And that is what was done. Take the horizon, establish the baseline, then you take an angle to that baseline, and then you do celestial navigation with that information. Yeah? And you never establish the vertical on the ocean. True navigation is divine. Hilarious. Dip correction, salsa with chips. Good one, Maxed Out Bear. That's a little more fun-loving. I mean, I see it as just like antidepressant at this point. It's like a more serious pharmaceutical that they keep calling out for. I'm afraid that just a convenient snack is not gonna solve this psychological issue of dip correction dependency. But yeah, that's fun. Funny. Oh, at home. Oh, you don't like it? You don't like that all your horse shit and all your stupid links are not working? And now you gotta tell me that I giggle like a little girl. Oh, oof. Wow, that certainly makes your point correct. Oh no, it doesn't really. It just, another distraction away from the argument that I won blatantly and have for like an hour now. But hey, maybe rephrase it. Oh yeah, see? Oh, now it's rephrasing it. Now, the thing is, you can do that, but you're going to be the only one. The rest of the baltards out there are still going to call it dip correction, yeah? And you probably will too, because after this, like very typical ball religious fanatics, you have a bit of a mesmer and you'll just forget all this happened. Because you can't hold this confronting, dream-breaking shit in your memory. You can't be allowed to remember that this actually happened the way it did. So you're just gonna forget all about it after today and just start calling it dip correction again, because that's what you are, a baltard. And when you get confronted with physical reality about how it's not a ball, you go insane, demented, start calling for dip correction, and then the next day you've forgotten all about it. It's 'cause that's what you do. That's what you religious fanatic fuckwits do. Every time. For like the last 9 years, every time it's been tested, you always do it. Always come back with the same horse shit. Yeah? You're calling it altitude correction. Now, you're not going to be calling it that the next time. Neither will anybody else. You just call it dip correction like all baltards do. When you're going to be calling out for it, when people are going to point out to you how you can't have an angle to a curved baseline despite your insane link. Yeah, you can't actually do it. It's very crazy though that you dug up a link where somebody's gonna supposedly claim that that's possible when it isn't. Because if you ask, hey, I want to take an angle from this ball. Hey, can I, please insert data? I'm gonna take an angle from this curved baseline. You can't do that. Why not? Because it can't be calculated. It doesn't work. Yeah, that's what the program will actually tell you when you try to get that information. Because it can't work. It doesn't work. You can only take angles from a flat baseline. You can't take an angle from a curved baseline because the angle, the baseline, literally will be different at every point on that curve. So you will never have an angle to the baseline then on a curve because it's not flat. See? Amazing, right? Alright, John the Baltard. That fits though. Oh, our obsession with your identity. No, I'm puppeting you right now. I'm playing around with you. Because, I'm using you for my entertainment. If I hadn't decided to do that, I would just kick you out because baltards are like the most obnoxious type people in the world that I generally don't tolerate unless I'm going to make fun of you and your delusional behavior and prove you wrong and look at you squirm. That's what I do with baltards. I've been doing that for almost a decade That's the only reason I keep people that have that sort of behavior, that whine about dip correction. Yeah, that's the only thing I do with people like that. Oh, you're speaking to Clury, go fuck yourself. I'm the show host. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want, and I'm gonna interpret what you say. You can't have a private conversation with somebody else in my chat on my live show. Huh? 40 thumbs down. Oh, well, that proves everything. Oh, you got the gang of baltards in it? Oh, quickly! Quickly, Discord server with baltards. Quickly, Arwen is saying the stupid thing again. Oh, quickly, we need to use our peer pressure. We need to convince the world that he can't. Quickly, Arwen is saying the stupid thing again. Oh, quickly, we need to use our peer pressure. We need to convince the world that he can't. Quickly, Arwen is saying the stupid thing again. Oh, quickly, we need to use our peer pressure. We need to convince the world that he can't. Be right because he had more downvotes. Am I still live? Huh. I think it's working again. Damn. Like, that's weird. I mean, it showed like the show had discontinued. Like, it cut off in the timer, but then I refreshed and it kept going again, so that's cool. Weird. I guess it got a bit too loaded. Too loaded with energy from me grilling the fucking baltards, because they deserve it, because they're fucking pathetic. Pathetic spiritual losers that are so twisted up in their own religious fanatical horseshit lies that they'll like go to any length to stay delusional. And yeah, I mean, feelings get hurt. That's what happens. But I'm still here. Hope everybody's enjoying the show. And if you're not, you're probably a dip correction dependent baltard whose feelings got hurt. Because reality is being pointed out to you, you're a fucking retard, and all your horse shit is not gonna put your ball back together. That was never there, that you made up, that other people made up for you, and you chose to do it with them. And then you believed it was real, and then you lost track of reality. Ah, yeah, welcome back, Maxed Out Bear. Right, so don't forget to Rogan's it up. If you like my baller grilling, then by all means support me. Through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are in the description box below, or send me a super chat over at the Rumble live chat, or, I don't know, become a member there if you aren't already. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I really need it still. Specifically in this case, like for food on Sunday. Because I'm good until tomorrow, but after that, yeah. I mean, I'm set with the coffee. Like, tea's gonna last for a while. But, yeah. I don't know, maybe Sunday is just gonna be sandwich day then. But it would be nice if I, like, got some, I don't know. It would be nice if I could, like, have a hamburger again. Although with all this freezing weather, it's not really hamburgers. Like, it's just more like potatoes and butter and all that. That works way better when it's weather like this, with the freezing at night all the time. It's a huge difference. And maybe I'll just go back to hamburgers when spring comes back. They are allegedly prisons for dip correctional facilities. Holy shit, Maxed Out Bear. Holy shit, that's a good one. Dip correctional. Oh my god. That is amazing. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna have to use that. Dip correctional facility. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, magnificent bastard. I'm gonna add that to that's so good. And today's legendary. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, correct the word. Oh, Ninja Shark. Oh, no, it's definitely dip. Yeah, abolish at dip correction facilities desperate for dip correction antidepressant. I mean, this is amazing. Yeah, who knew? We could have so much fun out of desperate ball-tard bullshit excuses called dip correction that's not relevant to any of the argument and does not prove the ball at all and does not address or avail the fact that you can't take an angle to a curved baseline despite some idiotic article that you linked up with earlier. Like, I'm not even going to click that. I know it's wrong. It probably goes all the way with the horse shit. Like, oh, vertical zenith. I'll do that shit again, which I already addressed. Like, you can't do that on the ocean. Yeah. The explorers in the past definitely could not do that on the ocean. Yet they explored the world with it on record. Yeah. So I don't have to click anything. Yeah, more desperation. See? Still desperate for dip correction. Can never stop. Now it's gonna be like this all day long. They're just gonna be dip correction. It's like I literally am making fun of them using the fucking word dip correction in a pretty spectacular way, and they will literally carry out the joke stronger than ever themselves, because they think that if they just push it even more, it will stop it from being absolutely hilarious. It doesn't. They're just pathetic, delusional people, and I'm playing them like a puppet. And they just let it happen. Because they're that fucking desperate. It's amazing. These people are fucking retarded. Like, beyond recount. Like, you can't measure this level of retardation. You can't. It's just impossible. Yeah? There's nothing more dumb than doubling down when all is against you. So it is like very comparable to like lip-tart syndrome. Compare with like this guy in the chat is measurably as stupid as like Democrat politicians and what they do. Like he's exactly that stupid. Right? Those people also double down when they know they've lost. And they're still trying to do it. They're still trying to gaslight, mind control people, only ending up gaslighting themselves. And this fucking retard called Ninja Shark in my chat is doing exactly the same thing. Exactly that. He knows he is beaten, but he can't admit it. So he's just gonna fucking double down on it, play into the joke, desperately echo it on and on, drone it on and on. Because he is a religious fanatic fuckwit who will continue to humiliate themselves to no end. And just hope if they just keep spouting the same horse shit over and over and over again that eventually the other one will give up. So their la 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 can win. Like la 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 until everybody just goes away because it's so tedious. And then eventually like, oh la 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 la, oh they're all gone? I win! Yeah, that's his tactic right now. Just trying to keep doing the same thing over and over again until it's no longer funny. I stop about it, and then he can tell himself, I won! The delusional fuckwit behavior, yeah? So it sound very familiar to a lot of people out there. Because this is what they do. This is what we had to face as flat earthers in 2015 and 16. And they never went away, and they never changed. They're still exactly as delusional as they were then. Because when you believe in a delusion, when you let lies rule your inner world, you never change. You can't change. You can never get out of it. You're stuck in that lie. That's now your ball and chain. You can never get away from it. Right? In the meantime, me as a flat earther, dude, I've developed tons. Keep on like figuring out like how could it be? What can this be? Look at how far I come over the years. Like it keeps on evolving and I keep figuring out more ways of how I think it could be. And like spectacular insights like, hey, holographic celestials, that's pretty amazing. They have no actual locations, right? I knew it was a hologram or had a suspicion, but then I really figured out how and solidified the argument over the years, right? And then the whole looping realm and potential more realm space and how is it all oriented? And these questions are still open. But I mean, it's better understood. And now the final experiment happened. And yeah, people think it might be completely fake. They're still thinking that it might be no 24-hour sun. But I think it could be there. It would fit my understanding of the celestial lights perfectly. There's a lot of development. Yet these fucking moronic cunts. Anything actually. Sorry, cunts. I mean, you're just a vagina. You have a function. These people are so fucking retarded. There is no word to describe this level of retardation other than the devil's slave. Slave to Satan level fucking stupid. Satan level Renfield retard. Always doubling down. Keep doubling down on the blatant error until the other gets too tired to point it out, and then you can tell yourself you're winning. That's fucking Ninja Shark in a nutshell. And they never stop. He's still doing it. It's been over an hour. 1.5 hours, actually. Still doing the same shit. Still thinking that he wins. So unbelievably delusional. Provably delusional. It is just insane. Right, so if you're liking today's show, Valentine's Day show, maybe a bit of a flashback, a callback to the good old-fashioned Flat Earth days where this used to be daily business. Before I got too tired of it. Because, yeah, they do knock you out. They just repeat the same shit over and over again for 10 years straight, never changing, never adapting, same arguments, same runaround, same do-si-do, same scattergunning, same straw man, same dip correction dependency. Eventually it's like, yeah, I'm done. Like, it's not entertaining anymore. It's just so fucking tedious. Like, could somebody just like remove these people from physical existence? It's so tiresome. So fucking tiresome. And they never leave. Yeah? Nobody's forcing Ninja Shark the fuckwit Baltard here to actually be in the chat. They chose to be in this chat for 1.5 hours being humiliated nonstop. Desperately doling out the same horse shit that I ironically predict he would do, and he keeps doing it. And they never leave. They can't. They're hellbound to humiliate themselves like Satan's sock puppets. They can't help it. They have no control over their own destiny. Because they are stuck in a lie that will never come out of. They never do. Right? I mean, they're not saying that, but I was taught the ball and I thought it. Well, you're not behaving like this, are you? You're not stalking flat earthers online to say the same horse shit over and over again, getting continually humiliated, proven wrong, and then do that every day. So you're not one of those people. Yeah, you can believe the earth might be a ball because you haven't really looked into it all that well. And that's fine. You can have doubts. You can have like the response like, yeah, but you don't really know what the earth is though, so I'm going to stick to the ball because they say they know it all. Like, okay, that's fair enough. That's like a beginner's issue. You haven't really learned anything yet. I have. But there are people like Ninja Shark who can go over the same materials and learning process and having everything pointed out over and over and over again for a decade, and they will never change. They will grow old and die being exactly as fucking retarded as they are now. Never change. Ever. Retarded forever. And probably beyond death. I mean, when you're that spellbound, there's a good chance that even after you die, like, it never goes away. Like, this is the hell that you created through your own doubling down on your lies. You create the hell in your life, and you probably won't even be able to let go after death, and then you will repeat it on the other side for all eternity, because there is nothing else left of you but doing that. That's amazing. That's actually a shop. That's hilarious, Maxed Out Bear. Thank you for that. Thank you for being a co-entertainer in the chat. It's tedious to just go after an asshat like this on your own. Oh, by the way, talking about good news, I'm maybe a bit fired up because the last half of the 6th season of Cobra Kai got out, and it was like, whoo, epic. I mean, that is one hell of an entertaining show. Holy shit. What a great production. I mean, bravo, guys, bravo. That was epic. Like, that villainous end and all that shit. Holy shit. I mean, it is kind of sad that it's like, oh, now it's definitely the ending then, I guess. But I mean, damn. Great series. Yeah, that's right, Ninja Shark, bow out. Just get the fuck out of here. Yeah, loser. Alright, I'm gonna take a 2-minute break. And I'll be right back. Don't forget to Rogan's it up. You like the roasting here, Baltard roasting. Good old-fashioned Baltard roasting. Lots of triggered fucktards out there. Probably gonna hang around for a month now, but I mean, it's still worth it. It's still worth it to just kick them in the dick super fucking hard on Valentine's Day. Super hard. It's totally worth it to me. Right. And yeah, also, I can use some support, right? I mean, if you even hate that these fucking retards are out there like that, doing that as much as I do, well, you can contribute. You can basically agree with me by supporting me financially, because, I mean, yeah, I still need support. It would be great if I had, like, a really solid meal on Sunday, and not just bread remnants and all that. Would be great. So any support would be welcome. I hope you're liking the roasting thus far. Alright. And I'll be back in 2 minutes. Great. I don't know who that is. I don't really care. It's a stupid movie. Never watched it because it's fucking stupid. Maybe innovating up inside this biche. Yeah. Things are good. But I am getting kind of hungry to get some lunch, though. It's been 2.5 hours. Pretty long show again. I mean, I've been enjoying a lot. I've been enjoying it greatly. And I really appreciate you being there, Maxed Out Bear, being part of this roasting. I don't do a lot of roastings anymore. Oh, look at 70 downvotes. Oh, look at all the butthurt globetards. Oh, you don't like it? You don't like being withheld from dip correction? You don't like it here at the dip correctional facility? Oh. Was the flat earther mean to you? I'm so sorry, except I'm not. I had a lot of fun today. On Valentine's Day. Nothing like a good globe tart roasting, pointing out their absolute idiocy and how they never change, because they can't. And they probably will be exactly like this horse shit even after they die. Like, it'll never go away. It's gonna haunt them for all eternity. Gotta bounce. Alright. Yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Anybody else out there enjoyed it? Then don't forget to Rogan's it up. And I mean, they're desperate for dip correction. I'm kind of desperate for support. Happy Friday. Yeah, peace. I'm kind of desperate for support despite all this. Oh, but I mean, they could have given you a fuck Glober money. They never give anything. They promise. They never give anything. They don't do it. Because mostly they don't have it. Because I mean, hey, when you're suspended in a world of lies and can never change, always stuck into that, you're gonna just casually lie about anything. For power. For temporary social power. Seeming to be more, seeming to be happy. It's all just lies. Yeah, once you start with the lies about reality and latch onto that, then everything becomes lies and everything is justified. That's what Satan does to people. Yeah, once you allow the lies to get inside of you, to become part of you, you will become Satan's slave and you will never change. And then you could argue that even after death you won't change. It will be with you in eternity. Then you might be able to escape from it when you reincarnate, right? You're always going to be haunted by the same horse shit because you believe the lie that you can't let go. Right. So, if you want to help me out, be my food provider, then yeah, please donate to my PayPal. That would be great. Right. If you can. And if not, well, too bad. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks everyone for coming. I hope you liked this show. I certainly had a blast. It's great. This Valentine's Day. Very much enjoyed it. If you liked the show, then don't forget to Rogan's it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are in the description box below. Or send me a super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live. Or become a subscriber to my channel. Any support would be greatly appreciated. And I can really use the support, even especially in the short term. So if you're going to support me, please prioritize using PayPal. That works way better. It's very quick. I get my hands on it technically instantaneously at this point. So support will be greatly appreciated and will help me out with the food situation in this weekend. Right, so I'll be back tomorrow, Flat Earth Early Bird number 2205 on a Saturday. Hope to see you all then. Also, of course, after that, later in the evening, will be Night Owl Show number 15 with Mark Sargent joining. So tomorrow's going to be a busy day. I'm going to have a blast. Hope to see you all then. And have a great weekend. And until the next video, give it flat.
see it my way? Do I have to keep on talking till I can't go on? Why see it your way? Run a risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you're saying. You can get it wrong and still you think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight.